had I just been in the crowd watching one of my idols sing a new song, that would have been cool. The fact that I was part of it was just surreal.
The Mercedes-Benz Interview Lounge.
You turn us on all the time to listen to the show and us doing whatever it is we do. I haven't figured out what it is we do, but we do play a lot of music. And, of course, years from now, you're going to remember, God, there was that morning show I woke up with every day. I don't know their names, but I know they played a lot of great music and they made me laugh. Well, that's us. That's the legacy we leave behind, the no-name morning show, but the music that's the soundtrack of your life. We always get to interview the artists. We rarely get to talk to the people who are firmly behind the music that we play. The people who write it, the people who produce it. That's why Freddy Wexler, we had to get him in here. We have a great story to tell with Freddy. How you doing, Freddy?
I'm great. I'm better now. Thanks for having me.
He's sitting here, and I couldn't make out who he looks like. Do you know who he looks like?
Yes.
Adrian
Grenier.
Entourage. I'm like, damn, he looks just like him. It's crazy.
Maybe
sorry to disappoint.
No, that's not disappointing.
Maybe a little better looking, maybe less weathered than Adrian.
Right.
I'm kidding. He's a great guy. Yeah, okay, well, beyond the fact that we're talking about your looks, let's talk about what's inside as well. Now, if you watch the Grammys like we all did, there was a moment, and the Grammys are always known for their moments. One of the greatest moments this year was when Billy Joel sat down at the piano in front of the world and sang the song "Turn the Lights Back On." And great song, without doubt. And it says so many things. But the background behind the song and Freddy Wexler's involvement in this song, there's the story that changes the whole song. Talk about it. Talk about what it was like that night watching your song, the song that you worked with other people, being performed in front of you.
Man, it was the song, and it was also the artist singing the song that was, made it so special for me. Billy Joel is largely the reason I became a songwriter. I used to close my eyes when I was a kid and listen to his music and pretend it was me. Imagine it was me singing on stage. It was sort of like the bar of songwriter that I wanted to be. So, I mean, it was insane. I don't know that I'll ever process the feeling of it, especially because, the story of Billy is 31 years ago, he vowed he wouldn't write another pop song. He was done. So had I just been in the crowd watching one of my idols sing a new song, that would have been cool. The fact that I was part of it was just surreal.
Right. And you're part of the writing team, of course, and you produced the song.
Yeah.
So this, I'm going to go ahead and go out on a limb. You may not agree, but this is your song, okay? And to watch Billy perform it, and you were a kid, grew up listening to Billy Joel on the radio, and we're like, God, what's that like? So tell everyone the story. I know you've told it a million times.
Sure.
The way you finally met him, because it probably should never have happened.
Yes. So first of all, I will say do you guys ever have a gut feeling about something? Maybe you knew you'd be in radio. You knew it. It wasn't even a thought. I knew I would meet Billy Joel. I just knew it. And I knew something cool would happen. I didn't know how. I didn't know what. I didn't know when. But I had that feeling. And maybe I willed it to happen. But my wife is really the one who made it happen. So for my 35th birthday, and she's very intuitive. I think I was going through some kind of crossroads in my own, career, and she just knew, like, she decided to make it her mission to have me meet Billy Joel. So anyway, she made it happen. Billy agreed to meet me. When we had lunch, he ordered his food to go. It was clear he had no intention of being there. It was like,
wow.
Oh yeah, it was clams on the half shell and a BLT to go, and I was like, wow, I have 6 minutes. But we realized we had things in common. And I asked him at one point, I said, hey, when you're writing songs, did you ever imagine you were someone else, or were you always just Billy Joel? And it was an odd question, I guess, to ask him. I asked because I had started to do that. That became my process. And he looked at me and he said, I always imagined I was someone else while writing. Maybe I was McCartney in that moment. Maybe I was Ray Charles that moment. And for a guy who'd probably been asked a million questions, to find a question he hadn't been asked, not because I was trying to be cool or different, but I was just curious, that changed the course of the lunch. And it turned into a 2-hour lunch. And
then he unpacked his to-go bag?
That's so funny. It's the one detail I don't remember. People are like, did he eat the sandwich? I'm like, I really don't know.
I'm trying to think.
I want to know.
I love the only thing I'm thinking about is, should you eat clams that have been sitting out that long?
Oh my gosh.
I don't know. So who ended up paying, by the way?
I think he ended up paying.
Okay.
Yeah,
well, good.
Are you sure it wasn't a dine and dash situation?
No, it wasn't a dine and dash. Oh my gosh! But basically, there you go.
There you are sitting there with Billy Joel, and almost probably as surreal as the moment watching him performing your song at the Grammys. I mean, these are these moments in life where you sometimes they're on the border of not being real. And so
completely. You
walked out of that lunch meeting with Billy Joel after 2 hours, which was an hour and 45 minutes longer than he wanted it to be in the beginning, probably. What was your mission? You walked out of there walking all cocky and stuff, thinking, this is where we're going now. What was the next step after that?
Well, Elvis, it's even crazier because the lunch didn't end there. So toward the end of the lunch, I said to him, look, I don't believe that you can't write songs anymore. You don't want to write songs anymore. And he just said all nonchalantly, you could believe whatever you want to believe. And I said, okay, well, and I pick up my cell phone. I said, I walk around every day and I hear these melodies in my head and I sing them into this phone. I have these, this endless slew of voice notes that I've never finished. Do you have anything like that? He said, unfinished songs? From I said, from the 70s, from the 80s. He said, yeah, of course I do. And I don't know what came over me, but you got to seize the moment. I said, well, why don't you let me finish them? And he looks at me and he says, I should let you finish my songs?
That sounds so like mafia.
And I said, and he didn't, it wasn't in an arrogant way that he asked it. He was just like, I should let you know. And I said, look, I just think two things could happen. One, I could do a terrible job, which is probably what will happen. But then the unfinished songs will stay unfinished. But I said, but there's also a chance that I do a decent job. And even if you don't use what I do, maybe it inspires you to finish one of these songs. And essentially, in different words, he said, come to my house right now and play me the best songs you've ever written. Sit at the piano.
Whoa.
From that line.
Oh, my God. So you've already taken up 2 hours of Lord Billy's day.
Yeah.
And now you're going to his house.
I'm
and you're
still
like,
digesting.
oh, my God.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm going to steal stuff from Billy Joel's house. Here we go. So you went to his house. Obviously, there was a piano involved. So what room did you go into the house?
It was his living room. We were in Sag Harbor. I sit down at the piano, and I play. He was receptive. I think he was surprised, at least didn't hate it. And he said, what else do you have? And I played something else. And long story short, a producer of mine used to say too late, because obviously I've told this not in a short way. But a day later, a FedEx arrived, and it was Billy Joel's unfinished music. Good luck.
Whoa.
You was sent in the mail?
Was there a note that said good luck?
FedEx, yeah. FedEx for Billy Joel.
Wow.
And
oh, my God. I would have wet myself at that point. I would have pee my pants.
Damn.
I'm still wetting. I wet my pants 5 minutes ago when I walked in.
I would pee everyone's pants at that point. Well, and so, by the way, if you're just turning us on, this is Freddy Wexler, who, as we described earlier, has been in the business for a while. I'm going to get into that, too. You've written some songs for some incredible artists. But this union with Billy Joel turned into this incredible moment at the Grammys and now beyond. Now, he's like, finish my songs, kid.
So
and he's getting a massage somewhere. Like, you do the work.
But I think you got to remember, Billy Joel has delivered so many incredible, one of the greatest songbooks, in my opinion, ever. I think almost objectively ever. And he wrote 100% of every song. He has nothing to prove. He has nothing that he needs to say. So I think it was kind of like, all right, this kid's probably not going to shut up. He really wants to do this. Sure, try. And it was just cool because, over a year and a half, unbeknownst to anybody, Billy and I were going back and forth, working on music, pop music, which he hadn't done in a really, really long time. It was just, and developing a real friendship, two New Yorkers, both insecure New York songwriters. It was funny when I first played him those songs, he said, that one sounds like a hit record. That's what he said. I go, really? He goes, yeah. I said, why don't you put it out? And he said, me? You should put it out. I said, no, I don't want to put it out. You put it out. Literally, he goes, I don't want to put it out. You put it out. And we both laughed. I said, look at us both saying this sounds like a hit song, but no one wants to put it out.
But what we see here, Freddie, is you actually are part of waking Billy Joel up a little bit to a part of his life that he had sort of just kind of locked up in the closet, right?
Yeah, I think it was just about fun. It was just about
Right.
at some point. I think he lost the joy in making new music, and I think we had a little bit of fun, and sometimes it's all you need.
Well, I know, but this was a mutual thing. I mean, not only did he look at you and go, I don't know who you are or why you're here, but here's my music, finish it. And then on the other hand, look what you're doing for him at this point. I mean, Billy Joel is I'm not saying in neutral, but he's not going to the office anymore, so to speak. You brought him back. I think that's so cool. Hey, Gandhi, what do you think?
All right, so now you've gotten a taste of the success and you're feeling it. You're out there talking to people. Do you still not want to be in front of the things? You want to be behind the scenes? You don't want to perform yourself?
I mean, listen, I'm open to anything. I started as an artist, funnily enough, where a bunch of label heads said, you're going to be the next Billy Joel, which obviously didn't happen, but this happened. I think any successes I've had in life, and there are a lot of failures, but the successes are when I follow life, wherever it goes. So I'm open to anything. It's not my active plan to be an artist. In fact, I would love to develop a new artist. So if there are any amazing artists listening, DM me some awesome music. That excites me. But I'm open to wherever life takes me.
I got a question. I'm so fascinated right now. So I know we're going to go and talk about all the artists that he actually wrote for. Who was the first big artist that you wrote for?
I believe it was Lil Wayne.
Wow. And did he call you, or did you bring it to him? Like, how does it get there?
This is a crazy story. I got to do this in try to do this in 10 seconds. I was, okay. Do you remember Kevin Rudolph?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let It Rock. Let It Rock. Let It Rock. Great song.
It's like Nick's
Great
favorite.
song.
Okay, so I was renting Kevin Rudolph's house in L.A.
Said no one ever.
Okay, this is crazy. So I was obsessed with creativity and the creative process. I had signed a record deal, which I told you're the next Billy Joel, blah, blah, blah. It was a pretty big record deal for a young guy. I got dropped. I didn't spend any of the money. When I graduated from college, I wanted to do this experiment. So I invited 8 people who had never met, strangers, to live with me in a house in LA to like kind of build like a little songwriting commune, because I thought my favorite songwriters, except for Billy Joel, generally wrote in pairs. Bernie and Elton, Ashford and Simpson, the Beatles, Oasis, whatever, right? And so I was like, maybe if we all live together, there'll be a creative energy. So I find somehow I meet Kevin Rudolph. He has this crazy house. He's like, I don't want to be in LA anymore. I'm going to go to New York, but I don't know what to do with my house. Ray J wants to rent it, but I got a crazy security deposit here. I don't want to lose the deposit. So I said, well, look, I can't pay you what Ray J can pay, but I promise you won't lose the security deposit. I won't destroy the house. So he's like, okay. I rent the house for like a 10th of the rent. These 8 strangers come in. It's a 10th of the rent is still way more money than I should be spending at the time. My dad, who's here today, calls me and he goes, what are you doing? Like, why are you spending this kind of money? And I said, Dad, all I need is one song to hit. This is the classic artist mentality. I just need one song. You're like broke spending all your money. The lease is up. There's like 2 weeks left of the lease. Kevin Rudolph comes back to the house to check it out. He says, so what have you been working on? I say, but this. And I play him this one song. He goes, play that again. Play that again. Play that again. That becomes my first cut. He sends that to Lil Wayne 2 weeks before the lease is up, and I've made no money. And that was on the Carter 4.
What song was it?
Deluxe.
Lil Wayne, how did you feel?
Novocaine.
Lil Wayne, how did you feel when Freddy Wexler sent a song over to you? Was it good?
Oh, I love it so much.
Oh, dear God.
Bomb.com.
By the way,
Tick.
Yep. And by the way, full circle story, Emil Haney did the track, who's a legendary producer, did Lil Wayne and also Lana Del Rey, whatever, and he helped me work on the Billy Joel track.
Wow.
Other artists, including Justin Bieber, Ariana, of course, Selena, Kanye, Jonas Brothers, Demi Lovato, Pink, Post Malone, who we love them all, Celine Dion. So, but not a stranger to music at that point. I mean, you grew up working in the mailroom at Sony Music over at 550, right?
Yep.
And did any of that pay off working with all the industry titans like the Mottolas and the Einers of the world, stuff like that?
Oh, definitely. I mean, I think, when I was really young, I had no intention of being in the music business. That internship Yeah, it changed the game. 550 Madison Avenue was this iconic building.
It was insane.
It was insane, right? And it was during that internship where something changed my life. I was approached by a girl to record her demos after she'd heard a song that I had recorded myself. And I said, okay, you got to pay me an hourly rate, which no one charges an hourly rate for music, but I didn't know better. And very quickly into recording her in the laundry room of my parents' apartment building, the laundry, whatever, I told my mom, this girl's going to be really famous. My mom's like, you should go to law school or something. I said, no, I'm telling you. And then at my internship, I crashed this big meeting, and I said, I found the next Madonna. And they were like, who are you? And I said, I'm an intern. Anyway, 4 months later, that girl changed her name to Lady Gaga.
There you go.
Get out of here.
Dude, when are you writing a book? This is awesome stuff.
Does your wife like hold this over your head now forever? Like, look what I got for you now.
She doesn't. She is
She's nice.
a force of nature. She's the best. She's the best.
Well, and happy birthday, Lady Gaga. Today's the day.
Happy birthday. I
I
take
know,
no credit for your success, but happy birthday.
Oh, like,
You're
who are
amazing.
you, kid? Who are you, kid? A little pimply face guy. I'm the intern. Get out of here. And thank God they were open-minded enough to let you stay an extra moment. Then they'd all, look at that.
Now, obviously,
I love
no one
stories like
signed her,
this.
but
Yeah.
there. But it
Well,
was,
I know,
Still
but still,
struggling.
I know, but
So-
that gave her the courage that you paid attention to her. It gave her the courage to keep moving.
Yeah.
So you're a part of that story, Freddie.
If we look through your phone, do you have like everyone's names listed, like Lil Wayne, Lady Gaga, Billy Joel, or do you have like fake names for them so nobody finds them in your phone?
Maybe I should have faker names.
Faker.
Okay.
Yeah, here's my problem. I have fake names in my phone, and I can't remember who they are. Wait, who's this? I don't know. Well, look, so this brings us up to today, and I know there's a whole huge long road ahead with you and all the adventures you have and the people you're going to work with and who are going to work with you. I love it. I want to play Turn the Lights Back On. And talk about this song specifically, why this song at this moment is so important.
Like what inspired the song, or
Well, yeah, but see, when I saw Billy Joel singing this, basically crooning to you, as you were at that table at the Grammys, there was a connection between you two and this song and these lyrics, and also the timing of Billy being back on stage. Do I even still have lights to turn on? Basically, was the question in the song. But go ahead.
I think the beauty of a song is that it sort of finds you when you need it as a listener. Right, like different songs mean different things for different people. Why do and I think this song resonates because it has a lot of different interpretations. So, on the one hand, it's did I wait too long to turn the lights back on? You're speaking to your lover, who I'm late, but what is it? I'm late, but I'm here right now. Oh, but I see you now, right? This idea of you could be talking to a lover that you haven't kind of seen for a while. You could be talking to your fans. For Billy, did I wait too long to turn the lights back on you guys, on my music? He could be talking to the songwriting gods, and music itself. So I think it hit a lot of different, chords for him. And yeah, the fact that he was 74 years old singing "Did I Wait Too Long to Turn the Lights Back On" after 31 years of not recording a pop song, just you couldn't have made that up. I didn't plan that exactly. It just stars aligned in a way.
But it's so true. Wherever you are in life, it's a joyful time or a very, very trying time and challenging time. The music just tends to find you. It's like water. It kind of goes where it wants to go, right?
Totally.
And this is the situation with this song. And anyone and everyone listening right now, they're like, this guy's right. I needed that song and it found me.
Dude.
I love that.
This is so fascinating to me. You need like a book, a podcast. You need everything.
Can you be my agent?
Yes.
Can you carve that
Yeah,
out?
we can do
I got
that.
it. Let's
Great.
go.
Absolutely.
Let's do it.
Yeah. 10% of everything, Freddie. We're in.
Let's go.
We're in. Well,
By the way, I
so-
love you guys. I've listened to this show since you don't even know. A friend just texted me and said, I know you got all these cool press things going on, but I saw you on Z100. That's good. We rode the school bus together. I said, yeah, it's the best. Are you kidding me?
They're crazy. And
Best
we're still
show.
here. We're like the Billy Joels of radio. We just
By the way,
stick around.
yes, as you should be.
Well, I wouldn't take it that far, but thanks for the compliment.
I think
So what's next? Freddie, what's next? What can you tell us that's on the horizon? What are you working on, or what's actually about to happen?
I like to answer this question now by saying what I hope to work on. That feels safer.
Okay,
Just
yes.
So I don't say anything bad. I hope to continue working with the people that I've worked with. So people like Billy, Blackpink, Leve, who's this awesome jazz artist. If you guys haven't checked her out. Darren Starr, who's an amazing show creator. He just called me to write. I wrote the only original song for Emily in Paris for Ashley Park, which it's called Mon Soleil. It really kind of had a life of its own, and so they've asked me to write the only original song for the second season, or third season, whatever third season. I'm sorry, and the third season. So, and it's cool because they really made the song a big part of the show. So working on that, and like I said before, I'm actively looking to sign a couple artists and develop them. So, if any of you guys sing. If you want to get in the studio, or anyone listening, like I really want to put my heart and soul into helping a couple new artists. So,
you know what's so great about you is, and we could go on for hours, but we'll let you go because I know you and your dad.
No, I have nothing
plans.
to do today. Let me take up the whole show.
Well, no, it's just your take on music and what we see it means to you is, to me, fascinating. It truly is. I know that's a very broad stroke thing to say to someone, but I love how, and you guys saw when he's talking about music and the project, he lights up. Yeah. I mean, you really do light it up. So it's so great to have your passion in the room and sharing it with everyone driving to work right now and people in the school bus on the way with their friends.
Elvis, so can I say one last thing really quick about Billy?
Absolutely.
Just reflecting on this whole process, I think because people are like, why do you think Billy stopped writing or whatever? And I said, look, I don't know, but I think Billy's such a genius. He's such a perfectionist. He holds himself to the standard of like being Beethoven. He's that good. And I think when you do that for that long, it's hard. And at a certain point, maybe it stops being fun. And I think for me, I try to remind people that songwriters and artists who write their music, their entire livelihood depends upon them being inspired. Imagine that. Imagine waking up and saying, I'm not inspired today, this week, this month, this year. How do you make a living, right? It's like if you're a lawyer and you're uninspired one day, you don't say, I can't negotiate the deal, call me tomorrow. So I just think sometimes it's important to, I'm not asking people to like cry for the songwriters. I'm just saying like it is a weird job, right? And so working with Billy made me really appreciate inspiration when it comes. It's such an ephemeral, inexplicable force. I don't know where that comes from. You can't force it. And I don't know what I'm trying to say, but that's my takeaway from it. It has to be fun, and you can't be so hard on yourself if you're not inspired. If you're an artist, if you're a songwriter, if you're an author, it'll come when it comes, and you got to be grateful when it happens. And it's very humbling.
I find it extremely, extremely relatable what you're talking about, not only to everyone in this room, but people listening. Even though someone's driving to work where they're basically making sausage today, the same thing they did yesterday, you still have to feel inspired to stay with it, to pay the bills and keep going. So
Absolutely.
What you're saying is very, 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 very crystal clear. Freddie Wexler, thank you for coming in today.
Thank you,
awesome
guys.
to have you. Thanks, Gary. Thanks for giving us the world of Freddie. Gary's very quiet over there. Let's play it. Turn the lights back on. Billy Joel.
The Mercedes-Benz Interview Lounge.